Hi, welcome back or welcome to my channel if you're new. My name is Laura. Hi, hello, welcome. So today we are going to do, it's going to be a quick video. I hope it's a quick video. So I have some releases from recent, who says that? I have some recent releases that I thought it would be fun to just show you guys that shopping your stash is so important. You can find probably, not everyone has a large enough collection to have like duplicates or like dupes in their collection. However, I highly suggest dupe the vibes, like shades that you find interesting. See if you have those in your collection. See if you can get your money's worth out of stuff you already have. That is so important. I know I used to fall trap into like, oh, new, more is more kind of thing. And I recently have just taken a step back, realized, yes, I might want some eyeshadows, but also I can dupe them. I can dupe them pretty easily. So I have two palettes here, two palettes that I'm going to talk about. I guess maybe we should start with like the older palette first, just to keep things exciting. So what I did is I actually duped the Nikki Tutorials palette. I'll have a picture here of like what the Nikki Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette look like. I know that's a limited edition palette also, so if you can dupe it, definitely suggest doing that. Also, actually, both of these are like limited edition or like holiday-esque palettes. So the first one I have housed in my Tarte Magnetic palette. I love this. So good, so pretty, so worth it, so heavy duty. So I've duped this out. It might not be spot on, and in fact I know it's not spot on because this shade here, sorry, I'm like don't know how to hold and point. This shade here is actually a matte shade in the Nikki Tutorials palette. However, I had it in a shimmer, so I figured I get the same vibe. I don't think I would really necessarily use a shade like this in a matte form. I would much rather it be a shimmer metallic kind of form. So I have some swatches recorded, so I'm just going to go shade by shade, palette by palette kind of thing. It's shade by shade, but I will tell you what palette they're all from. By no means am I saying go out and buy all of these subsequential palettes. That would be a ridiculous expense. That it would just be it would be so much money. Plus, some of these are discontinued. I do have a couple shades from the Heavy Metals palette that I've put into this. Again, they're just shades that I had that worked in this. Dupe, shop your stash, use what you got. Do not feel the need to go out and purchase like 12 palettes. Not that there's 12 palettes, but don't feel the need that you have to go out and spend a bunch of money to get a pretty equivalent look, an equivalent like palette out of stuff you already have. So shop your stash. That's bottom line. Shop your stash. So I'll have a swatch clip going, but we're going to talk about the Nikki Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette first. So the first shade I have comes from the Morphe James Charles palette. It's the shade 518. Then we have the shade Say I Do. It's a ColourPop single. Then I have the shade Midnight Cowboy by Urban Decay. And then I have a couple from the 35M Boss Mood palette by Morphe. I have Power Slayer, which is that plum. And then we move to Sparks Fly, which is a brown. And then by Glaminatrix, I thought that this was kind of fun because it looked like the Nikki Tutorials one has like a duochrome kind of shift. So I went ahead and I added the Glaminatrix Easter Bundle Collection shade in the shade Candy Egg. And then I have a ColourPop Keep Scrollin', ColourPop Oh Ship, Dandelions Company, which is probably one of my favorite indie brands that I've found. I have the shade Dijon. Then coming from the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette, I have Glam Rock, an old rehomed Bare Minerals single or shade in the shade Bravo. And then another Heavy Metals, I have the shade Rhodey. So I made a Franken shade out of two shades in my James Charles palette by Morphe. I think it was Facetune and Flashback, so I call it Tuneback. Then I have one of my favorite shades in my Heavy Metals. It's the shade Acoustic. And then one of my favorite shades that I own is this shade by Dandelions called Greenhouse. I'm always attracted to those like aqua minty green blues. They're so good. Then I have ColourPop The Most, ColourPop Wait For It, Morphe James Charles coming in for the rest, and it's Hello, that baby blue that was in my pan, Those Eyeshadows, Brother, that like deep, really interesting kind of blue. It's like a cobalt or like a cerulean blue. And then I have the shade So Good, again, from the Morphe James Charles palette. That is what I have making up this Nikki Tutorials X Beauty Bay dupe that I've put together. I think I did a pretty good job. I don't know if the lighting's a little weird, so it's getting washed out. I'm trying to look at it, so I do apologize. But I think I did a pretty good job, and I think that the shades it gives me the vibes of it, so I don't feel like I need to rush out and go purchase that palette, nor, I mean, I don't need that palette because I have this, which dupes it. So I'm very happy with this one. I don't know if I'm going to be really working on it. The Nikki Tutorials palette didn't really inspire me personally, but I thought I would dupe it. I just thought it was fun little activity. I love doing these dupes just to like kind of get my creative juices flowing, you know? Then I have a holiday release by I think it was Too Faced, yeah. So I have a holiday release by Too Faced. This is the Amor Caliente palette. Really not the kind of colors that I really gravitate and wear. However, seeing like I've been like wearing a lot more warmer red pinks lately. Not really reds, but definitely I've been like really going hard on that shade that's in my pan, Those Eyeshadows, the bright pink. So I feel like I actually would get decent use out of this palette. And this might be a palette that I can see myself actually like wearing and enjoying my dupe version of it. So that is what my Amor Caliente palette looks like. I think I did a pretty good job actually. So this shade here, I'm just gonna flat out say this, I don't have a hot pink single or a shade that can get removed and put into a palette. The shade that I really wanted to put in there was Bori from Juvia's Place, the Masquerade palette. It's that hot pink, which is in my pan, Those Eyeshadows. I don't have a hot pink single, but I have a hot pink. So I don't feel the need. That shade was kind of just like a kind of shade, you know? So going down the list, I have James Charles with Morphe Canvas, ColourPop 20-something, ColourPop Best Case Scenario, a shade by an indie brand called Kristen Lee Cosmetics in the shade Bloom. Beautiful shade. This next shade called Miracle Romance is from the ColourPop Sailor Moon palette. I would put a better hot pink in if I had a single of it. Then we go to the Urban Decay Heavy Metals palette. This is the shade After Party. And then another Urban Decay Heavy Metals shade in the shade Angel Fire. Then we go to Morphe James Charles in the shade Rusted, Looksy Beauty in the shade Bitch Fit, which this shade is so pretty. I need to use more of it. ColourPop Charge It, Morphe 35M Boss Mood in the shade Sweet Beats, and then ColourPop XO Baby. And that rounds up what this palette looks like. It's just, I really like this actually. Putting this together, I really wasn't interested in it until like seeing it again. Now I'm really interested in this, so I will have to get some use out of this guy. Josh is home, so I will be right back. Hi. Sorry, Josh just got home, so I wanted to shut the door, say hi to him, everything like that. So those are my two dupes. Again, I hope this video was short, sweet, to the point. Again, shop your stash. Use what you have. Don't feel the need to go out and spend a bunch of money on makeup this holiday season. I feel like they're going to really be pushing these new releases because everyone's hurting. I mean, granted, I feel like the beauty industry does pretty well no matter what the scenario is globally, climate, you know. However, people are not in the financial availability to really spend gobs and gobs of money. I don't want makeup. I don't want to spend a bunch of money on makeup and gifts. I just use what you have. Moral of the story, use what you have. See if you can dupe anything. Maybe you can't dupe it like using magnetic palettes like this. However, you might have palettes in your collection that give you the same vibe. So not saying that all of these things are the same, but you can find pretty similar things using your collection, I'm sure. So let me know if you like this video. Let me know if there's any other palettes you would like to see me dupe, and I will catch you in the next video. Until then, stay healthy, stay sane, and stay safe, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!